All right, peace, y'all. Got another video for y'all. This video is about how I use the pattern mode and how I use this mode to arrange my track or my beat and then turn it into a song in the song mode. So when you think of the hook is the song. The hook is the song. You know, the hook is when all the instruments are in, all the vocals are in, backgrounds, harmonies, whatever. That is the song. So what I have right here is what I consider to be the hook. So these 8 tracks are my song. But then I need to break it down into verse and have maybe some dropouts during the verse, and maybe drop some instruments out at the end of the verse. So I'll show you how I'll arrange that. But let you hear what I have right here, and then we'll go on from there. So check this out. Right? So that's what I got. So now the only thing I really need to do now is arrange it. How do I want it to start? Do I want an intro? Do I want the hook first? I want the verse first. How do I want to do it? And the way I like to usually do it, it's kind of the standard way: 8-bar hook, 16-bar verse. So what I do next is this: I'll go to pattern list. As you can see, this is the only pattern here. So this is the hook. So I know I need a verse, and I know in that verse I might want a little variation. I don't want it to be the same thing all the way to the end of the verse. So let me make like 3 patterns. So I will hit menu, go down, copy pattern, go to 2, menu, copy pattern. So now I have 3 patterns. The first pattern is the hook or the chorus. The second pattern, I want to make the verse where the MC or the singer can sing over it without fighting against other instruments, because the vocal is the main instrument when it comes to a song. If it's an instrumental, whatever the melody is or whatever is driving that track is the main element. So in this case, we need to break it down so someone can rhyme over it. And what you do now is you start to take away. So what I have here is the hook again, but what I'm going to do is take away those elements that make up what the chorus is. So in this case, it's this vocal chop right here. So I'm going to mute this. Go back. So I'm going to mute this. So, and the way I got there was shift and pad bank. That's how you get to the mute screen. So I muted this vocal piece, which makes up the hook. So now let me play it. Cool. Wide open. That's what you want. You want your artist to be able to do their thing and open it up so they can do their thing. They don't need to compete with other instruments going on. This is how you break down so the artist can do their thing. Pattern playlist. So we have the hook, we have the chorus, but here's what I'm going to do with the chorus. I'm going to change it. As you see right here, it's 8 bars. I don't want this to be 8 bars. I want this to be 4 bars. Right? So I'm going to select this again, and I'm just going to hit record and come down here to where it says 8 measures and turn it to 4. Right? So back to pattern list. So now it's 4 bars. Okay, so now now I have my verse. Now, on this one, on number 3, I'm going to select it, and I'm going to also turn this one to 4 bars because the hook will be 8 bars. I want my verses to be in 4-bar measures. So, okay. So now I have my hook, I have my first verse. So now at the top of the 9th bar during the verse, I want the drums to drop out just for a minute and then come back. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start with the snare, hit record. It's on replace. Replace means whatever is on this track, it will erase. So what I'm going to do is hit play, and it's going to be in the record mode, but what it's going to be doing is erasing, because they figure that you're going to be punching back in something new. That's why it erases while you punch in something new. In this case, I'm not. I'm just going to remove the snare for parts and then bring it back. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to hit play, and it's going to be erasing. And then I'm going to hit record again and put it in rehearsal mode so it can stop erasing. So just watch what I do. Play. See what I did? I let the snare go, and then I brought it back in. Let me undo it. Hit record. Okay. Now I'm going to go to the hi-hat, do the same thing. Record, play. See how I did that? Okay. Same thing with the kick. Okay. Now, pattern list again. Now we have all three of these. Now let's go one more time and hit pattern play mode. Now we're into pattern play mode. You see wait, and then you see immediate mode. Immediate mode is, let me click this. If I hit a pad 1. If I hit pad 2 automatically plays immediately. Pad 3 immediately. Pad 1. But the way I want to arrange my track is I want to listen to it pattern for pattern. So I know pattern 1 is the hook. It's going to be 8 bars. So while pattern 1 is playing, I'm going to go ahead and hit pattern 2, and it's going to wait for pattern 1 to finish playing, and then it'll play pattern 2. And this is how you can check to see if your sequences are going to go in, or your patterns are going to go in sequence clean, you know, from one to the next. So let me go ahead and do it. Pattern 1, hit pattern 2. It waits for pattern 1 to finish. Bars, I wanted to play one more time. That's the second time. Now I'm going to hit 3, and it's waiting for 2 to finish. This should be our breakdown. Drop out. Cool. But here's something I didn't do on pattern 3. Let me hit exit and go back one step. Let me select pattern 3 again, and let me get rid of this vocal because it's supposed to be muted. Right, so there. So now we have that. So now we have 8 bars of the verse. We have 4 bars for pattern 2 and 4 bars for pattern 4. So now we need one more pattern to end in the verse. Let me see here. What we want to do is we want to select, let me select 2 again because this is where the verse was. Let me select this one and copy it to pattern 4. Close, select pattern 4. Now what I'm going to do on this one is just like I did on pattern 3, I dropped the instruments out in the beginning. Now I'm going to drop the instruments out at the end of the bar before it rolls around to the chorus. So I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm not going to hit record going in. I'm going to hit record when I get to the parts I want to get rid of. So back to the snare again. Go down and highlight the snare. I'm going to hit play. And when I get to the part I want to mute, I hit record. Now, see, I took it out and brought it back again. Okay, hi-hat, same thing, play. Okay, same thing with the kick. Uh-oh, don't want to record. Play. Now. Cool, good. Now, back to pattern list, pattern play mode. Chorus, number 2, waits, dropout. Down to 4. At the end, it should drop out. Let me play it all the way through. Back to 1. Cool. We just arranged our track. Now, the only thing you have to do now, hit song mode. Hit song. Hit tempo. Dial your tempo in of your pattern, which was 100.09 in this case. Done with that. Now to play my patterns, I need a pattern track to play my pattern. So I hit menu. Number 5 is add pattern track. Add my pattern track. Now, if you hit pad banks, you see all 4 of these patterns that you just made. And this is how you put your pattern tracks down. Hit shift, hit record. See it says pattern right down here. If it's on numbers or something, just take your dial and your value dial and turn it to pattern. So the pattern is up, it's ready to go. Now all I have to do is fire these patterns off in the sequence I want it to be. So I know pad number 1 is the chorus, pad number 2 starts the verse, the dropout on 3, and the dropout on 4. So here's how I'm going to do this. Watch this. I'm going to close this out. 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1. Done. Go back, play it. Now I'm done. I just arranged this beat. Now I just stepped it in. It's called step recording. Shift and record for your pattern tracks. Here are your patterns. This is how you arrange. This is why I put these in the order I did. I want the hook to be first, and then the verse. Got my breakdowns, and then it goes back to the hook again. See how easy that is? Recap for y'all. Pattern list. Try to make your song on one pattern. It makes it way easier for you to break down for verses and all kinds. And you can keep going. Even in any pattern you want to switch to, you can add other stuff to it. That's even better if that's what you need to do. You can add more stuff to those patterns. You don't have to keep them this way. Then I can add the rest of the sprinkles to it. So, and then you go to song mode, dial your tempo in, pull in your pattern track. Got your patterns right here, and fire them off. Don't forget to shift and record, and then step all those patterns in just like I showed you. And hey, man, that's it. So hope this helps y'all out, man, and peace.